Jeremy Clarkson has done it again. The controversial yet beloved British presenter and motoring journalist, known for his no-nonsense approach and razor-sharp wit, has delivered another stinging critique, this time aimed directly at the heart of the Labour Party. Specifically, Clarkson has taken aim at Labour leader Keir Starmer and Chancellor Rachel Reeves, calling into question not only their political capabilities, but their grasp on the UK's current economic challenges. As the Labour Party gears up for its upcoming budget, which many anticipate will bring sweeping tax hikes, Clarkson's harsh words have struck a chord with many Britons. His critique comes at a particularly awkward time for Labour, as the party deals with fallout from recent conference blunders that have left it looking vulnerable on the public stage. But what exactly did Clarkson say, and why is it resonating so strongly with the public? Today, we'll dive into Clarkson's scathing comments, Starmer's embarrassing gaffes, and the bigger picture of Labour's economic plans. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more breaking news and in-depth political analysis. The firestorm began when Clarkson published his latest column in The Times, where he lambasted Labour's recent moves on tax policy, particularly focusing on the potential tax raid on pensions. Rachel Reeves, who took over as Chancellor earlier this year, is widely expected to introduce new tax measures that could target pensioners and high-income earners, stirring fears of another economic downturn. Already, pensioners have been rattled by the controversial decision to reduce the winter fuel payment, and with further taxation on the horizon, the mood across the UK is growing increasingly sour. Clarkson, always ready with an opinion, wasted no time in linking Reeves's economic plans to what he sees as a broader failure of the Labour Party to connect with the concerns of ordinary Britons. According to Clarkson, Labour's leadership, particularly Starmer and Reeves, are out of touch with the financial realities most people face. His column blasted Reeves's tax proposal, warning that it could severely hurt not only pensioners, but also middle-class families who have already been struggling to get by in the post-Brexit, post-COVID economy. The average Briton is already hanging on by a thread, Clarkson wrote, and Labour seems hell-bent on cutting that thread with one hand while patting themselves on the back with the other. It's not just irresponsible, it's dangerous. This criticism dovetails with growing public anxiety over how the Labour government plans to manage the nation's finances. While Starmer has long touted his vision for a stronger, fairer economy, the actual details of Labour's economic strategy have come under increasing scrutiny. Many financial experts have warned that higher taxes, particularly on pensions and savings, could undermine long-term economic recovery. Yet, Clarkson's criticism didn't end with economics. In his usual blunt style, he also took a swipe at Starmer personally, zeroing in on a series of embarrassing moments from the recent Labour Party conference. Most notably, Clarkson mocked Starmer for his now infamous sausages gaffe, where the Labour leader, while addressing the volatile situation in Gaza, mistakenly called for the release of sausages instead of hostages. The blunder, which quickly went viral, has been widely mocked on social media, further damaging Starmer's credibility as a competent leader in the eyes of many. Clarkson, with his characteristic biting humour, didn't miss a beat. "You've got to wonder what was going through his head when he said that," Clarkson quipped. Was he thinking about his next lunch order while delivering a speech about a serious global crisis? It's like calling for the release of hamburgers at a climate summit. Of course, the sausages slip-up wasn't the only blunder at the conference. Rachel Reeves, Labour's Chancellor, also found herself the subject of ridicule after an awkward moment during her speech. While delivering what was meant to be a powerful message about Labour's economic vision, Reeves relied heavily on a teleprompter. Her delivery came across as robotic and rehearsed, failing to inspire confidence in the room or among those watching from home. Clarkson wasted no time in calling out Reeves for what he viewed as an uninspired performance. "If you're the Chancellor, you should know your economic plans inside and out," Clarkson wrote. Relying on a teleprompter makes it seem like even Reeves doesn't fully understand the numbers she's talking about, and when you're dealing with something as important as the national economy, that's a major red flag. Yet the heart of Clarkson's criticism was aimed not at the gaffes themselves, but at what they revealed about Labour's ability to lead. In Clarkson's view, the mistakes made by Starmer and Reeves aren't just isolated incidents. They're indicative of a party that is woefully unprepared to govern effectively, particularly when it comes to managing the UK's economy during a time of great uncertainty. Meanwhile, on the other side of the political spectrum, former Prime Minister Liz Truss is making headlines of her own. Truss, whose brief and calamitous stint as Prime Minister is still fresh in the minds of the public, has been quietly biding her time since stepping down. But now she's back in the spotlight with a series of public appearances that many believe are laying the groundwork for a political comeback. At a recent speaking event at the ICC in Birmingham, Truss hinted at her intention to run for re-election, despite the overwhelming negative public opinion surrounding her leadership. Truss's tenure as Prime Minister was marred by what many consider one of the most disastrous economic policies in modern British history, her infamous mini-budget, which led to market chaos and a significant drop in the value of the pound. However, during her speech, Truss struck a defiant tone, framing her political mission as part of a broader fight to save Western civilization from what she described as crippling orthodoxy in economic policy. Her remarks drew mixed reactions. While some applauded her courage in facing down critics, others couldn't help but point out the irony of her warning about economic stagnation, given that her own policies had led to economic catastrophe during her short time in office. Truss also spoke openly about her loss in southwest Norfolk during the recent general election, where Labour managed to flip her seat in a stunning upset. According to Truss, her loss wasn't due to a rejection of Conservative principles, but rather a reflection of growing voter dissatisfaction with the Conservative Party as a whole. She cited the rise of Reform UK, a right-wing political movement, as a significant factor in her defeat, arguing that the party had siphoned off enough votes to swing the election in Labour's favour. Still, despite her poor approval ratings, Truss remains undeterred. She hinted at the possibility of running again, positioning herself as a staunch defender of free market capitalism. However, her potential return to Parliament is far from guaranteed, as many within her own party remain sceptical of her ability to regain public trust. As the UK's political landscape continues to evolve, Jeremy Clarkson's outspoken criticism of Labour and Liz Truss's hints at a comeback both signal a growing sense of uncertainty within British politics. For many Britons, Clarkson's attacks on Starmer and Reeves resonate deeply. The combination of Labour's gaffes and growing fears about its economic policies has left many wondering whether the party can successfully navigate the challenges ahead. On the other hand, Liz Truss's determination to stage a political comeback highlights the ongoing fractures within the Conservative Party. While her public appearances may galvanise some of her supporters, many remain sceptical that she can overcome the baggage of her failed premiership. As the dust settles from the latest round of political squabbles, one thing is clear: both Labour and the Conservatives face significant challenges in the months and years to come. For now, figures like Clarkson and Truss continue to shape the conversation, providing plenty of drama for those watching from the sidelines, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the latest developments.